Welcome to the Thought Boss podcast. Did you know the last time I published a podcast was last February? Can you even believe it? We're still working on getting a new intro, but I had to drop this episode because I've been thinking so much about your teenager and I'm really excited to help you. So, if you didn't get the update, I'm guessing you did because you're here. But if you didn't get the update, I have shifted my coaching practice to include teenagers. So I'm not only working with their parents, but I am helping teenagers overcome anxiety and build confidence in themselves, which I absolutely love doing. I've already been doing it just kind of informally and in a teaching setting, but I love it so much because you can see a teenager change so quickly. They come in and they're depressed and their head is down and they just don't really like themselves, and then you teach them a few lessons on how their brain works, on how confidence works, on how to make friends, on how to be nice to themselves, and all of a sudden they have this light in their eyes and it's so exciting to watch. So I am really excited to help your teenagers. So today's episode is extra good. Today, I want to talk about your teenager's most important relationship, which you might think is their relationship with God. And technically, yes, that is the most important relationship. But this relationship that we're going to discuss today is actually the one that influences every other relationship, including their relationship with God. So it's super important. So, the relationship that I'm talking about is your teenager's relationship with themselves. This is the most important a relationship that they have because we want them to trust themselves and love themselves and be cheering for themselves. So, this relationship is going to determine the success of every other relationship they have because they are always with themselves. This is a relationship that we never get rid of, and it can't just be neutral, it can't just not be there. It's there. They already have a relationship with themselves, and it's either good or bad. And it's pretty easy to tell if your teenager isn't very happy, if they're really anxious, if they're not confident. They probably don't have a great relationship with themselves. So, a relationship with themselves is just the way that they talk to themselves, and it is the way that they see the world and other people and themselves. It is the determining factor of if they succeed and if they feel happy and if they choose to do courageous new things and if they're a good friend and if they go for their dreams instead of settling. All the things that we want our kids to do, those things will happen when we help them work on their relationship with themselves. So, what does it mean exactly, their relationship with themselves? It's pretty simple. How does your teen feel about themselves? Does she believe that she's a loser and nobody wants to be her friend? Or maybe she thinks I have to work really, really hard in order to get other people to like me. Like if I stop working hard, I'm not lovable. And I also can't like myself unless I'm working really hard. Or maybe their relationship with themselves is kind of like I'm only good enough if my mom says that I'm good enough or if my mom approves. Maybe their relationship with themselves can be summed up by saying, I should be doing better. And that's just what they think of themselves. Or maybe it's pointless to even try. Maybe that's their thoughts on their life, and that's the relationship they have with themselves. So I know that we worry that if our teens are too confident, that they'll have kind of this overinflated ego and they'll be really annoying and really stuck up. And for some reason, we feel like we want to avoid that at all costs. But I promise you that you would rather have that than the opposite. And if you have a teen who is always down on themselves, you maybe wish that they were a little bit cocky. Like you would take that over them hating who they are, right? So, confidence is actually not cockiness. We're not going to turn your teen into the person who can't get enough of themselves. Confidence, real, true confidence, it's somewhere in the middle because it's not liking themselves and it's not loving themselves and thinking everybody else is beneath them. It's valuing themselves appropriately. So It's kind of like where they believe I'm awesome and so are you, or so is everybody else. I have talents and gifts that nobody else has, or I have specific ones for me, and my mission in this world is unique and important. And they would also believe I love to learn from other people too because they're also unique and they have important missions. So it's not undervaluing who they are or overvaluing themselves either. It's just like, hey, I'm all right. I like myself. I think I'm pretty cool. And if it swings a little either way, it's not a big deal, but we want to bring them somewhere in the middle. So now all these principles that we want to teach your teen, it's going to be a lot easier if you learn them first. So I'm going to teach you and you can start applying them, and then we'll teach your teenager. So let's just check in with your relationship with yourself. First, let me just ask, do you feel anxious most of the time? Or hurried or rushed? Because that is a big red flag for me. It tells me that you base your worth on your achievements or what you get done. If you're always in a hurry to get everything done and you're afraid of what will happen if you don't get things done, or what people will think if you don't get those things done, you might not have a great relationship with yourself. Your inner dialogue might sound something like, why can't I figure this out? What's wrong with me? Oh, I can't do that. I'm not like her. Or I don't care. Or, well, once again, I didn't finish my to-do list, big surprise. Or I still have a million things to do. That might sound really normal, but trust me, that's an indication that we've got a little bit of work to do on your relationship with yourself. And I promise it's actually really easy. So if you're kind of snappy with your kids and your spouse, or you see text messages and emails as just one more thing on your to-do list that you probably won't get to, guess what? Your relationship with yourself needs a little bit of work. So here's how we're going to work on it. First, just notice how you talk to yourself. We're not here to judge. We do not judge, right? That Instagram thing going around. We listen and we don't judge. But really, we listen and we don't judge. There's no reason to judge yourself for being mean to yourself. We're just going to watch it. We're going to observe it. So it might look something like this. You're walking into Costco and you hear yourself say, oh my gosh, okay, I have to pick up Emma in 45 minutes, so I have to get out of here really quick. Last time she was so upset when I was late. And here we go. We're starting to spiral. Man, I'm just one of those hot mess moms who can't get her act together. How do those other moms do it all? What's wrong with me? And all of a sudden, we're thinking of all the ways that something is wrong with us and we're not like other people and we just can't get it right. Okay? From now on, we're going to start paying attention when your brain wants to do that. So you have to be listening to your thoughts to catch this. We're always running around doing stuff, but we're also thinking about all the things at the same time. And a lot of that script that goes on nonstop in your head is a judgment about you and how you're not doing a good enough job. It's way more important than you might think. It's not just babbling. It's really important. This conversation that you're always having with yourself, that is your relationship with yourself. It's like it would be like, sometimes I call my sister or she calls me and we just like put our headphones in. You probably do this too. And we just like do our day while we're listening to each other. And we're not always talking, but like the other one's always there. And sometimes we'll like make a comment, unless we're doing something which requires a lot of focus, but like folding laundry or hanging out with the kids or something. Sometimes she's just in my ear and vice versa. Now, if she was in my ear and she was constantly saying things like, oh my gosh, you're never going to get this done. Look at all the work you still have to do. What's wrong with you? Why can't you finish this? I bet that mom down the street is doing a great job. I probably wouldn't want to have her on the phone all the time. I wouldn't want her in my ear. But you have you in your ear all the time. Your brain is right there next to your ear. You don't even have to say it out loud. And you can hear yourself talking about you. And it's usually not very nice. So, how does this get passed down to our kids? You're probably thinking, oh no, I've got to stop this so I don't pass it down to my kids. Well, first of all, don't worry about that because your kids are going to get it whether you like it or not. Every human brain is wired to look for the things that are going wrong. Your brain is designed to pick out the problems. It's an actual conscious effort to look for what is going right. And it feels dangerous to our brains because we're like, that's not what I need to focus on. Like, even if we get a little quick congratulations or proud moment, we're like, okay, on to the next thing. Like, let's not waste time on being happy. Let's just look for another problem. This is a survival instinct. You're not broken. This is the way your brain was designed. So good job, brain. You're doing your job. So because you are the closest thing for your brain to observe, and it's just watching your life happen all the time and your choices, of course your brain is just going to pick you apart. You're the subject of disapproval constantly. This is why you feel anxious all the time. This is why you feel bad all the time, because our thoughts create our feelings. So the feeling of anxiety is created by us doing this. So step 1 is that you're going to notice yourself being mean to you. And you're just going to say, with the most love possible, oh, that's so interesting. I'm not very nice to myself, am I? Or I'm not being very nice to myself, am I? I never realized that. So we don't have to judge you. You're a human. You're the most normal of humans. Everybody does this. All those other soccer moms are also having all the same thoughts and judging themselves, even though we think that they're perfect. Okay, so step 1, notice yourself saying these things. Step 2 is having unconditional love for ourselves where we are at. We want your teenager to do this. You've got to do it too. So where you're at right now is that you're very self-critical or a little bit self-critical, where you didn't even recognize, but you're realizing now that we're talking that you're kind of self-critical, and that's okay. So after you notice that dialogue in your head, you might say something like, sometimes my brain just says mean things about me, and that's okay. I love my brain anyway. My brain is doing a great job being a brain. See, we're starting to bring some acceptance in here. We can't accept you once you're perfect. We have to accept you right now. That's called unconditional love, not conditional love. We're good at conditional love. We're like, if I'm nice and if I'm good and I've had a good day and I've gotten all the things done, then I can feel really good at the end of the day because I can believe, hey, I'm okay. I'm doing great. I'm kind of awesome. But if we don't get all the things done, then we start spiraling into I'm not good enough, right? So we're just going to decide no matter what I get done, I'm lovable. Like right now, not only am I lovable, but I love myself. I love me. I'm okay. It's okay to just love me. Unconditional love does not do the scary thing that we think it's going to do. It does not create this monster who's like, I'm going to love me anyway, so I can do whatever I want. It never works like that. Unconditional love is going to put you at ease and help you stop trying to prove yourself so you're not doing things for the wrong reasons. You're doing them just because you want to and because you like to get those things done. It's okay to just do things because you want them done and not because it's going to make you a better person. So we're bringing this acceptance in. And what we don't want is for your teenager to hear all these things. Like, we don't want you to go up to your teenager and be like, oh, listen to this episode. Like, you've got to change this thing. You need to change your relationship with yourself. That's what we don't want. Because if your teenager already is struggling, they're just going to think, well, there's just one more thing that I suck at. And they don't suck, right? They don't suck at their relationship with themselves. They're just trying it for the first time. You don't suck at it either. You're just trying it for the first time. The first time that your teenager tried soccer, they were probably terrible at it. I can only imagine that they weren't scoring many goals. They didn't know which way to kick it. And that was okay. Like, we watched them and we were like, oh, how cute. Like, they're playing soccer. We can watch ourselves and watch our teenagers and just notice that they're just being humans. And, oh, this is just kind of what humans do. We don't have to do it if we don't want to, but we don't have to judge ourselves. And your teenagers don't have to judge themselves for not being very good at being nice to themselves. So you're not terrible at it. The first time your teenager tried soccer, they were probably bad at it, but it was okay. Even years into playing, right? Like we don't even expect absolute perfection, not even from professionals. Like this is why we have games. If they were all perfect, it wouldn't be any fun to watch these games. So I'm really glad that even the professionals, as good as they are, they're not perfect. So there's no point to beating yourself up about one more thing. It doesn't help you do better. It doesn't make you try harder. I really want to say this again. You need to understand, and your teenager needs to understand, being, quote, like hard on yourself doesn't make you better at anything. Telling yourself, oh, you're such a screw up. You could have done so much better than that. What's wrong with you? So-and-so can do it. Why can't you? That doesn't create the feelings that we need to help us and like motivate us to keep going and to get better at it. The only way that we're going to get better at it, at anything, is if we keep going and we keep trying. And the more that we love ourselves along the way, the easier it's going to be to try again when we make a mistake. So it's the same thing with our relationship with ourselves. This is a work in progress. And wherever you are right now, we're okay with it. That's step number 2. Is self-acceptance for where you're at. So where you are right now is good enough. Say that out loud to yourself. Where I'm at is good enough. Who I am today, right now, is good enough. I love me. Good job, me. I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job and I love you. Wow, did you just gag on that last sentence? Was that hard to say? The first time that I said something like that to myself, I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't feel good. And that's because I didn't believe it. But here's the amazing thing. In just a couple weeks of you practicing unconditional love toward yourself, you're going to start believing it. And it's going to feel normal and it's going to feel true. It's really not a lot of work. Your teenager is going to start picking up on this. They're going to start picking up on you like doing something on the inside. They're going to notice it because you're going to start acting a little bit different and you're going to seem a little bit more carefree sometimes, occasionally. Okay? No pressure. It's going to show up in like the words that you use. And maybe instead of like, hurry up, we're always late. Come on, I told you so many times to have your dance stuff ready before we have to leave and you never listen to me. Instead of that, maybe one of these days when you're feeling like, hey, I'm okay and I love who I am and I'm doing a good job being a human, you're going to be a lot more chill. And you might find yourself saying something in a much calmer tone like, hey, it's time to go to dance. Are you ready? Do you need some help? I'm going to be waiting in the car. I love you. Wouldn't that be crazy? Okay, so step 3 is going to be the daily practice of being kind to yourself. Now, this is great homework because it actually feels really good to do. It's hard sometimes, but it's good. It feels good. This is going to change your life. So the next time that you forget like a deadline or you are late somewhere, instead of, oh, I hate this, what's wrong with me? You can just say, oh, dang it, I wish I had remembered that. But next time, I'm going to put it in my calendar or I'm going to set an alarm. And if you still feel yucky, just throw in the little reminder and hey, I still love you, self, and you're still awesome. The next time that you look in the mirror, try thanking your body instead of criticizing it. This is a really hard one, I know. But if we want our teenagers to do this, we have to set the example. This is so healthy. This is the healthy relationship we all want our teenagers to have with their bodies, is appreciating them exactly as they are and loving them and thanking them instead of picking them apart, every little piece of them. It doesn't come naturally to love your body, except for when you're a little baby kid and then you turn into a teenager and all of a sudden we hate everything about ourselves. This is one of the biggest stumbling blocks, though, when it comes to confidence. And you don't have to get it right every time, but if you can have a healthy relationship with your body and love it where it's at right now, you're going to feel so happy. And a lot more of the time, you're going to feel happy. You won't even recognize like how often, or you probably don't realize how often you're picking apart your body. But if you not just ignore it, but say something nice to it instead. Kind of like when I sit down on the couch. So when I sit down anywhere, I have a 6-month-old and I have this little pooch that just like hangs out over my jeans. And it's really easy to see it and be like, I hate that so much. I need it to go away. But it feels really good to touch it and say, hey, it's okay that you're here. I love you, body. Good job being a good body. Thanks for doing what you did. Thanks for growing a baby in there. I really love her. Thank you for your sacrifice. You are not your belly. You are not even your body. You're allowed to just love it and appreciate it. Nobody else cares as much about your body as you think. Nobody cares if you've got that little pooch. It's just you. So if you stop caring about it, everybody's going to feel really good. And guess what? You'll still exercise, and you'll probably exercise better and cleaner and healthier if you have a better relationship with your body. That's the whole goal here. So we've got to set that example for our teenagers. Maybe when you're dragging in the middle of the day and you haven't finished all your work, what if you take a little pause and you ask yourself, hey, what do you need? Are you hungry? Probably. Are you tired? Absolutely. Are you thirsty? Let me get you a drink. Let me let you have a little walk outside. Let me give you a little pep talk. Let me just get you what you need. Do you need to close your eyes for 5 minutes? Taking care of yourself is part of having a good relationship with yourself. You want to be able to trust that your needs are going to be met. That puts us at ease all the time. Okay, so that's your homework. To help your teenager with these things, just start by doing it yourself. And then maybe when you hear them complaining about themselves, you're going to kind of have some different thoughts about what they're saying about themselves. The more that you notice your thoughts, the more that you're going to notice other people's thoughts about themselves, especially when they say them out loud because we can't read their thoughts. But we're going to notice when they're being mean to themselves, and it's probably pretty often. So you could either just listen and give your teenager a hug if you feel like that's what would sit best with your teenager, or you could offer an alternative thought. So just kind of do what you do with yourself, which is just listen, like non-judgmentally. And maybe you could say, wow, you're not being very nice to yourself right now, are you? Would you talk to your best friend that way? You don't deserve to be treated that way, even by you. And see what happens. See what they say. They're probably going to roll their eyes, but they're going to think about it. Okay, that's your homework. I'm really excited to get this in the hands of your teenagers. If you're ready for your teenager to feel really confident and you just want to do it right now, go ahead and message me on Instagram and we can set up a time that works best for both of us to chat with you and your teenager. That's a free consultation. And then we will talk about the program I have to help them ditch anxiety and feel more confident. But for now, let me know how you felt about the episode. Come to me with any questions or problems on Instagram. I love answering your DMs. You're just the best. And I can't wait to hear what you think. See you later. I am so glad we got to hang out today. Wasn't that fun? I want to tell you about 3 ways that you can get deeper relationships, better confidence, and happiness today. Number 1 is you can visit me on Instagram. I'm always on there leaving my best tips and tricks for becoming the person that you were always meant to be. Number 2 is you can go to thoughtbosscoaching.com and sign up for my emails. And number 3, if you're ready to get into it and actually change things for good, the very best way is to book a consultation with me. We're going to talk about your life. We're going to solve your problems right there on the call and make a plan so you never have to feel like this again. I can't wait to meet you. Sign up for a free consultation at the link in my bio on Instagram at thoughtbosscoaching or at thoughtbosscoaching.com.